Yeah, so we are filming now. If you can tell our viewers who are you and where are you from?
I am Melanie Ahrens. I am from Germany, from Bavaria in the south of Germany, and I am a blind chess player who came here to the Grenke for the first time to play some exciting games and especially to get to know people from all over the world.
That is so amazing. Could you please tell us that how did you find the game of chess?
How that's a good question. Well, when we were children at school, our teachers told us, okay, what about playing chess? And yes, we did it as little children and we had fun doing that, but then I got older and I wasn't that interested in chess anymore. But 3 years ago, I read on the internet that there would be a tournament for blind chess players via telephone, and I decided to participate. And at this tournament, I was contacted by the Blind Chess Association here in Germany, and they asked me if I would be interested in playing regularly and in having training. And so I started to do training about once a week, and since half year I practice and go to tournaments regularly.
That is so inspirational. And when you started to play chess, who was your first chess hero? Did you follow any games?
Well, when I was a children, in fact, we had no heroes. We simply played against each other. And
Yes.
for example, if our father always won against us, then he was our hero. But now, if we are older, yes, of course, I think Magnus Carlsen, of course, is a good player, but I also loved watching the World Championship, and I was so happy seeing Gukesh win the last match.
Oh wow, wow. How do you follow these games? Like, do you follow all the matches in all the games in a match, or do you see the scores and then go and watch the game?
No, it is possible via the internet, via some news tickers. There are the moves announced, and then you can see, read the moves, and of course there are videos even in Germany where grandmasters tell something about the games. Of course, for players like me, this is sometimes very difficult to understand. And what I do as well, I read the games later and talk about them with my trainer. That's the way I learn a lot, if we go through them move by move and discuss about them.
Great. When we saw you enter the hall, we saw you with your, as you mentioned, your chess mother, right? She was telling you about that. There's Magnus Carlsen, and your eyes lit up.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes, and you were so happy. You were looking so happy, and it could be seen that you are a big fan of Magnus.
Yes, it was always a dream, and that's why I came here, because it would always be a dream to get to know some of the grandmasters, to give them, to handshake and say hello to them. Of course, it would be a big experience.
Great. And if you can tell us about your, as you mentioned, your chess mother who is with you.
She is the mother of a good friend of mine, and also, of course, she is a friend of mine as well.
Oh, okay.
And we got to know each other via the Association for Blind and Visually Impaired Chess Players. Yes.
Oh. Nice.
And we started to, I always want to go to tournaments because it isn't that easy to go to such big events on your own. So, and my friend told me, okay, I always go there with my mother. If you want, you can join us. Yes, and then we did it one time and 2 times, and now we go to tournaments regularly.
Amazing. As you know, as you are playing in the open section, you know that the freestyle is also going on simultaneously. Have you heard about freestyle?
Yes, of course, but I think it's very difficult for blind people to play freestyle because some blind people have to imagine the chessboard and the structures and the ways of the pieces and how they stand and where they can move to which fields they can move. There are structures which are always the same in a classical game, and in free chess, in freestyle chess, everything is very different from that. So it would be very difficult to imagine all those different pictures and structures. For example, if you know his queen and his knight, they both attack the field Hector 7, then I have to be carefully because it can be checkmate if my king's on Gustav 8, and in freestyle it is not the case, so it would take a lot of time for a blind player, I think. But of course it would be interesting.
Yes, absolutely. And just one last question to you. Why do you like to play chess?
Yeah, of course I like the game itself because every game is different from the beginning till the end. And it's always great to try different strategies, tactical things, to fight and to win at the end. But of course, what I like most, the most important thing is not if you win or lose. The most important thing is all the people you get to know when playing against them. People from all over the world, just while playing against them and talking to them before the match and after the match. That's the most amazing thing about chess.
Absolutely. And don't you think there's one more thing that you can play with anyone you like, right?
Yes, of course. It's also a very inclusive event because we as blind players can play without problems here with the sighted players.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
It was a pleasure.
Same for us, and thank you so much for coming to Grenke. And maybe the first 3 rounds did not go your way. We really wish the next 6 rounds you play your best chess.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
3 points for the interview. 0 points.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem, you're welcome.